Hey folks, 828 Find Adventure. One of the first mods we're going to do to this truck is put a bed cover on it so we can securely kind of hide things from people who like to take things. You know, bed covers, they keep it out of sight, out of mind, so they really help. And with this, since it has a locking tailgate, when you lock your car, it's going to be, everything will be out of sight and pretty secure. So, and pretty dry, because most of these, they leak a little. They're not perfect, but it's not enough to like soak things. So, let's get to it. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and unbox this. I'm sorry, but I lost all the audio on the rest of this, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover. Sometimes that happens. Not sure why. Anyways, once you get this unboxed, and it's packed really well. It's got bubble wrap and all kinds of foam around the box. This company did a really good job. Go ahead and get it unpacked and place the bed cover in the bed of the truck, propped up. Okay, once you get it unpacked, you'll see there is some directions in a big Ziploc bag with a foam, like a seal, that's got some double stick tape on the back. Set that aside. It's got some spare parts in it. You also have 2 boxes of parts. I would get those organized. I used just a piece of cardboard box, like the lid off a box, and I organized all my parts in it before I started putting this thing together. It goes together really easy if you've done one before. Basically, just follow the directions and watch my video, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about, because certain parts go on a certain way. All right, next step. Let's go ahead and put the bed cover on the bed and get it aligned. Just try to line it up as even as you can before you start assembling all the hardware. This will just help if you do this at first. From my own experience, I installed one of these on the Tundra and a similar one on the Ridgeline, and it just helps to go ahead and get it evened up. You might have to climb in and out of the truck to look at the bed and line it up a few times, but it's the best way to go about it. And then it just unfolds. It's just a few pieces, and you're almost finished except for a few pieces of hardware. So, and just, like I said, be gentle with all this. You don't want to drop this bed cover, from the top of the truck down onto the pavement or anything, because you can really tear it up. It would probably break if you dropped it that far. Now, one of the things it comes with is a foam strip. It's kind of like the foam you would use around an old window in your house. And it's like I guess they call this an open cell. It's very squishy, and really it compresses down really low. Maybe it would keep water out. I'm not sure. You're supposed to put this across the bed, right at the cab. And what I have found with this really open cell type or spongy type seal is that it gets waterlogged, and then the water leaks in anyways. I'm not sure if it would happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use this seal, and I'm going to wait till it rains and see where it leaks and fix it that way. I'm going to use, if it does leak in a few places, usually it's up towards the cab, a few in the corners of the bed. I'm going to use a butyl tape. It's like a putty type. Comes in a roll like tape, but it's a putty, and it's malleable. I believe that's the word. And you can squish it and form it like putty, but it sticks down. I learned to use that from a topper place, and when they put the topper on the Tacoma and the Tundra, they use that in the corners, in these little gaps that cause water to get in. So that's what I'm going to do. And, if I need to use a seal, it's easy to do. This thing, you can fold it up, put it down, put the seal down, and close it back up. It's pretty easy to redo things, because the hardware is real easy to loosen up once you get it all assembled. So anyways, what I'm doing now, I'm just evening the bed cover up. You'll need to do that. Spend about 5 minutes, get it even. on both sides, and it'll go down. Now this bed tapers towards the rear, so there'll be like a little edge of your bed at the front, a couple of inches on each side towards the cab. Towards the back, you'll have like a less or zero. It's just the design of the bed, and that's just, the way it goes. And with these trifolds, I think it's pretty much just the way they're going to have to make them for a while. So, but yeah, just work at this, and you'll get it all straightened up and even. And once you do that, you fold it up towards the cab, and then you start installing your hardware. So what I did here is I went ahead and organized all my parts. And I emptied out the boxes and anything that was in the bag. And I just wanted to just lay it out, so I made sure I had everything I needed to attach this, because I didn't want to get started and then have to return it and box it up or, whatever. So it came with some other little supplemental directions in there, and I read those, and everything was the same and copacetic. And then I'm going really slow at reading this, sorry. But it came with a bunch of spare parts, and that's what I'm looking over right now, and some extra things in case, I guess in case parts broke, which is really nice, because the other two I've ordered from companies did not come with any spare parts. So I guess you'd have to go through the company to get those. Now, you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levers that hold down the top. You've got 4 levers, and the 2 in the back use knobs. So this is the lever that hold it down, and it has a pin. It's made of like some type of thick, really, really hard plastic. And then you have a safety pin. There is also a metal pin in that lever. So it's not all plastic. Now, those parts I just showed you get 2 of them. Those go on the front of the bed towards the cab. They're made of metal, and they actually hold down the part of the bed cover that touches the cab. And that's because that piece there is permanent down. I mean, you can undo the knobs and remove it, but it doesn't ever get folded up. If you fold that up, you're just going to remove it. So, if you needed to haul a washer and dryer or a refrigerator or something. So these metal pieces will go towards the front. This is just some spare parts to the buckle system if you want to fold it up and use the buckles. But basically, you've got 2 knobs and 2 wing nuts that go towards the cab, and those 2 alloy parts that I showed you. And those 3 parts go towards the cab. And then the other ones use these locking levers, these long plastic levers. And all I'm doing is going through and making sure I got all my parts. I'm counting them out. And, here, look, you can see these. So towards the front, you're going to use that alloy piece. And then you're going to use a wing nut and a knob. And read the directions, and you'll see what order these go in. It's kind of self-explanatory, but read the directions. Don't skip any directions, or you'll end up with extra parts. So we go ahead and do the first step, and then that's how you get started. You fold it up towards the cab. Now this part I'll go through real fast. You can't really see what I'm doing, but I have all my parts out. And I'm assembling the parts in the corners to clamp down that first folding section of the bed cover. And it's the piece that is stationary. Both of the other 2 are hinged. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out really quick. And then we'll show you a detailed look of how it looks from underneath once it's all assembled and attached to the bed. Okay, so let's get up in here, and I'm going to show you where all the parts go. There's not really that many, but I'll show you, and show you something a little extra too. So these are the aluminum brackets, and they have a set screw. And you line those up with this lever right here, this lever that will pull down and lock it. So to put those on, and these little things right there, those tie downs that I'm holding on to right there, which I'll put a link under the video in the description to those tie downs and the T-nuts that'll fit in that bed rail. You have to remove the little plastic thing at the end of the bed rail. You just push a button and it pops right out. You just push it where those little lines are and it'll slide out. There's the set screw to tighten these aluminum brackets down. And you see how they go, just like that. And they won't work any other way. Those tie downs are really nice. I had those in the Tacoma and the Tundra. Again, you can look at those levers. They slide, they're adjustable, and they will also fold flat and fit in that rubber piece you see by the strap. Yep. They're like a nice, really hard plastic. Again, you can see on this side, I've got those aluminum brackets. Now let's see here. If you can see those parts up there, okay. You've got the aluminum part. First, then the knob, then the wing nut. The wing nut is basically just kind of a safety, so it doesn't loosen up or vibrate when you drive. And that's the way it goes. And it just tightens down. It works great. Now this is a plastic composite bed that has been sprayed with a bed liner. I don't know why they do that. I don't know. And they charge you extra for it, but it's what they do. I couldn't get around it. The Tacoma and the Tundra I both got with no liner in them. This one I couldn't get that way, but that's okay. So, again, there's another tie down back there. And you can see those little plastic caps in the bed rail. They just, you just push those where those lines are and it slides out. They go in the same way. So just take note of these pictures, the way these parts are on. And you'll be able to assemble this really easy. Okay, let's get cracking on these levers. So these levers, they thread on to that stud, that stud thing that kind of hangs down, and you adjust them, and the more times you screw it to the right to tighten it, the tighter it clamps down. So they're adjustable. And then you have the safety pin that goes through that hole in the lever. So that just keeps it from, I don't know, maybe your cargo shifting and knocking it loose. And you do the same thing over here. And it's really easy just real easy to get adjusted. But just like that, clamps down, you can see it. And then put the safety pin in. Look at that. And again, I'll put a link under the video in the description to all of these things. Now, if you're going to fold this flat, you got to tuck these levers away. Otherwise, they'll damage the top of the bed cover. So you can see those foam discs. Those are stuck on to give you a gap. And these levers fit in these rubber things that are attached to the bed cover on the bottom. So they will kind of attach flat like that, and then you can, fold the cover up. But it keeps everything in good condition. You can see it right there. You can bring it down, then clamp it down like that. Just like that. And then you put the pin in. It's really easy. And it looks like they're not hooked on, but they are. It's nothing, super substantial, but they do stay on, and it's fine. There you go. All done. That was easy. It's not a lot of work. You can see the straps and the buckle hanging down. That's if you fold it up. It's just a little safety thing to keep it folded up, so wind doesn't catch it going down the highway. But yeah, just take a look at these pictures and you'll see everything. Again, that little piece I was pointing to right there that's in the bed rail, it has a set screw that holds it in place. And you can, when your bed cover's folded down, you line it up with that threaded post coming down from the lever. There, look at that. It closes just fine and it seals. Like I said, I'm gonna have this tested in the rain, or you could use a hose, and then I'm gonna see where I need seals. I'm gonna use a butyl tape at first. If that doesn't, I might put a seal all the way around. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the right way to do it or not. But like I said, these always leak a little. The tailgate is not, watertight. There is holes in this composite bed up to the front for drainage, like these little 5/16 holes that are drilled. But but again, there you go. It's all done. It's an Autosaver 88. It looks as good, it looks as good as any of them. All right, guys, I hope you liked that video of the bed cover install. It's from it says Autosaver 88. I haven't heard of that brand. It must be new. They must sell a lot of truck parts. It went on really easy, just like most of the others. And it looks like all the others. We'll see how it does with water and any leaks or anything like that. And, these install really easy. Now, I've done a couple, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. So it might take you a little longer than it took me. But like I said, put all your parts out, get your directions, read them over, look through them. There's not many parts. So, if you can assemble IKEA furniture, you can do one of these. And, it's nice. Looks good, too. And it'll keep things secure and out of sight, like I said. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll put links under the video in the description to everything you see. This bed cover and the T-nuts with the bed tie-downs that I had in all my other trucks and I still have in my Tundra. Those T-nuts, you just don't have to use the tie-downs. You can attach things, like if you have a mole panel, or I've got an air tank in the back of the truck that's attached, just different things like that. Anything. A shovel. I have a shovel attached with those. Just be creative. Those T-nuts are just a great way to attach things inside the bed of the truck, especially if you like camping in your truck. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I've got a bunch more coming. This is my first mod on this 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5, and there'll be more. I got more coming. I got stuff going on all summer on this thing. So stay tuned, and I will see you.